The day began like any other, but everything changed in an instant. Suddenly, the clear blue sky above Earth darkened, overshadowed by massive alien ships that floated ominously, blocking out the sun. These ships, enormous and terrifying, were unlike anything humanity had ever seen. As they appeared, a series of bright lights flickered around them, revealing that their cloaking devices had failed. This unexpected glitch exposed the aliens for who they truly were, invaders with no mercy in their hearts. The alarm bells blared through the air, their shrill sounds echoing across the city. People rushed out of their homes, confusion and fear washing over their faces. Ground troops sprang into action, moving swiftly to their stations. Soldiers grabbed their weapons and prepared for the worst, knowing that this was not just another drill. The urgency in the air was palpable as the tension thickened. Among the chaos, we are introduced to Captain Elena Vasquez. She stood tall and determined, her eyes scanning the skies for any sign of movement. She was known for her quick thinking and courage in the face of danger. Elena barked orders to her crew, her voice cutting through the panic like a knife. "Get the air defense systems online. We need to be ready." Her crew, a mix of seasoned veterans and eager recruits, sprang into action at her command. Each person felt the weight of the moment. They understood that their city, their loved ones, and their very lives were at stake. The camera panned over the team, capturing their expressions. Fierce determination mixed with the unmistakable fear of the unknown. They all knew this would be a fight for survival. As the alien ships hovered above, the world watched in disbelief. The eerie silence was broken by a loud metallic voice that boomed from the alien vessels. "People of Earth, your time is over. We are the Xeric Empire, and we have come to conquer your world." The message echoed in every corner, sending chills down the spines of those who heard it. Panic spread like wildfire through the streets. People stared at their screens in shock, the reality of the threat sinking in. Families huddled together, clutching each other tightly, whispering words of comfort amidst the rising fear. Citizens rushed to gather supplies, knowing that this was not merely an invasion, it was an annihilation. Meanwhile, Captain Vasquez and her crew remained focused. The sound of explosions echoed in the distance as the first waves of alien fire struck the ground. Buildings crumbled and chaos erupted. Elena knew that they had to act fast. With her heart racing, she rallied her team once more. "We can't let fear control us. We have trained for this moment. Stand strong, and let's protect our home." The camera zoomed in on the faces of her crew, each reflecting a mix of fear and fierce resolve. Elena saw a flash of fear in her lieutenant's eyes, but also a burning desire to fight back. This was not just a battle for Earth, it was a battle for their lives, and the lives of their loved ones. In this moment of uncertainty, Elena felt a surge of determination. She knew that even against overwhelming odds, humanity had something the aliens did not: the spirit to fight, to protect, and to survive. As her crew prepared for the imminent battle, they exchanged glances, forming a bond forged in shared fear and unwavering courage. The scene was set for an epic confrontation. The alien ships began their assault, firing beams of light that sliced through the air. The sky erupted into a flurry of explosions, and Elena's heart raced. The fate of Earth rested on their shoulders, and there was no turning back. As the camera pulled away, the city lay beneath the looming shadows of the alien ships, the sounds of destruction filling the air. The audience was left on the edge of their seats, captivated by the unfolding drama. Would humanity rise to the challenge, or would they succumb to the overwhelming might of the Xeric Empire? In that moment, with fear and hope intertwined, the stage was set for a battle that would determine the fate of the planet. As the dust settled from the initial chaos, the gravity of the situation became clear. The alien ships hovered menacingly over major cities, their dark shadows casting fear across the land. In the command center, Captain Elena Vasquez stood at the forefront, her sharp gaze fixed on the screens displaying live feeds of the devastation. She was a determined pilot, known for her courage and quick thinking. Her heart raced as she prepared to lead her team into the unknown. Alina's reputation had been built on years of hard work and dedication. She was no stranger to danger, having faced countless challenges in her career. With a fierce spirit, she inspired her team, reminding them that they were fighting for their home. Her dark hair was pulled back in a tight bun, and her uniform was neatly pressed, a symbol of her commitment to duty. Despite the fear bubbling within her, she felt a strong sense of responsibility to protect her city and its people. At her side was Dr. Raj Patel, a brilliant scientist whose knowledge of alien technology was unmatched. Raj had spent years studying the potential threats from outer space, and now his expertise was more critical than ever. He adjusted his glasses nervously as he analyzed data on the screens. His mind raced with thoughts of how to counter the alien threat. With a calm demeanor, he often reassured others, but inside, he felt the weight of the world on his shoulders. He understood that they were up against an enemy far more advanced than they had ever imagined. Then there was Sergeant Bonner, a seasoned soldier with a family he deeply cared for. Bonner was a veteran of many battles, and his experience was invaluable. He wore his uniform with pride, each patch telling a story of bravery and sacrifice. But today, as he looked at the photos of his wife and children taped to his workstation, he felt a pang of fear. What if he didn't make it home? He knew that his family was counting on him, and that thought fueled his determination to fight back. Conflict establishment. As the alien forces launched their assault on key cities, the reality of their superior technology became painfully clear. The aliens unleashed powerful energy beams that easily tore through buildings and defenses. Human forces scrambled to respond, but their advanced technologies were no match for the relentless assault. Each explosion sent shockwaves through the command center, rattling everyone's nerves. Alina's voice broke through the tension as she addressed her team. We need to regroup and strategize. We may be the underdogs in this fight, but we have something they don't: the will to protect our home. Her words resonated with her team, igniting a flicker of hope in their hearts. As they worked tirelessly to devise a plan, Dr. Patil analyzed the alien technology displayed on the monitors. If we can identify a weakness in their energy systems, we might stand a chance, he said, his brow furrowed in concentration. But we need to act fast before they destroy everything. Meanwhile, Sergeant Bonner prepared for combat, rallying his fellow soldiers. This is our city. We cannot let them take it from us. His voice boomed with passion, instilling a sense of courage in those around him. As he looked into the eyes of his comrades, he saw their determination mirrored back at him. They were scared, but they were ready to fight. The tension in the room mounted as they faced the reality of their situation. The alien forces were relentless, their ships looming larger with each passing minute. Alina, Raj, and Bonner knew that time was running out. They had to confront their fears and devise a plan to defend their home. In that moment of desperation, the bond among the team grew stronger. They were not just soldiers and scientists. They were a family united by a common goal. They shared glances of determination and courage, silently promising to protect one another, no matter the cost. With the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, the team prepared for the battle of their lives. They were underdogs against a technologically superior enemy, but their spirit and resolve could not be underestimated. As they gathered their weapons and set their sights on the sky, the tension reached its peak. The fight for Earth had begun, and they were ready to face whatever came their way. As the battle raged on outside, the atmosphere inside the command center was tense. The room was filled with the sounds of alarms and frantic voices, but in one corner, Dr. Raj Patel was focused on his work. He sat in front of a large screen, filled with complex data and strange symbols from the alien communication systems. The faint glow of the monitor illuminated his worried face as he tried to decode the alien messages. Hours of analysis had led him to this moment. Sweat dripped from his brow as he furrowed his brow, squinting at the screen. Come on, he muttered to himself, tapping away at the keyboard. Suddenly, a pattern emerged, a series of repeating signals that caught his attention. His heart raced as he realized he was onto something important. "Eureka!" he shouted, startling his colleagues. Captain Elena Vasquez and Sergeant Bonner rushed over, their curiosity piqued. "What is it, Raj?" Elena asked, leaning closer to the screen. "I've decoded some of their communications," Dr. Paddle replied, excitement growing in his voice. "They are using a massive energy source to power their ships and weapons. If we can disrupt it, we might be able to turn the tide of this battle." Bonner's eyes widened. "Are you sure? If we can target their energy source, it could give us the upper hand." Raj nodded, his fingers flying across the keyboard. "Yes, it's located in the center of their flagship. If we can create a powerful energy pulse, it could overload their systems. But we need to act fast. They're getting ready for another attack." Tactical planning. With this newfound information, the team gathered around the command table, their faces lit by the glow of the monitors. They needed a solid plan, and time was running out. Elena took charge, her leadership shining through. "All right, everyone, listen up. This is our chance. If we want to save our planet, we have to execute this plan perfectly." Dr. Paddle began to explain the details. "We'll need to create a device that can generate a strong energy pulse. Our technology isn't as advanced as theirs, but we can use what we have to make it work." He paused, taking a deep breath. "It will be risky. We'll have to get close to their flagship to launch the pulse, which means facing their defenses." Bonner chimed in. "I can lead a team to infiltrate their flagship. We'll use stealth technology to avoid detection. If we can get on board, we can set up the device and activate the pulse from inside." Elena nodded, impressed by Bonner's bravery. "That's a bold plan, Sergeant, but it might be our only chance. We need a small team, quick and quiet. Raj, can you provide the technical support?" "Absolutely," Raj replied, determination evident in his voice. "I'll create a blueprint for the device and ensure it's ready for launch. We'll need to work fast." The atmosphere buzzed with energy as everyone prepared for their roles. Elena felt a sense of camaraderie growing among her team. They were no longer just individuals. They were a united front against a common enemy. She looked around the room, meeting the eyes of her colleagues. "This is it, everyone. We fight for our homes, our families, and our future. We cannot let fear control us." The plan took shape quickly. Raj worked tirelessly, sketching out the device that would generate the energy pulse. He explained how it would draw power from Earth's existing energy grid, amplifying it enough to disrupt the alien fleet. As he spoke, the others listened intently, their eyes filled with hope. Bonner began assembling a team of skilled soldiers, each one ready to face danger head-on. "We'll approach under the cover of darkness," he instructed his team. "We'll slip through their defenses and reach the energy core before they know we're there." Elena reviewed the maps and diagrams, ensuring every detail was covered. "Once we launch the pulse, we need to be ready for their response. They will fight back, but we can't give up. This is our moment." With the plan in motion, the mood in the command center shifted from fear to determination. They knew the risks, but they also understood the stakes. If they succeeded, they could save their planet from destruction. As they prepared for the mission, the team exchanged glances filled with courage and resolve. They were ready to face the alien threat together, and no matter the outcome, they would fight as one. The clock ticked down, and with every second, their resolve only grew stronger. They were determined to protect their home, and nothing would stand in their way. The battle for Earth was just beginning, and they were ready to fight. The atmosphere was electric as Captain Elena Vasquez stood at the helm of her small team, ready to execute the plan they had worked so hard to develop. Each team member wore a determined expression, fully aware that the fate of Earth rested on their shoulders. With the alien flagship looming ahead, the time had come to infiltrate the heart of the enemy's operations. Elena took a deep breath and addressed her team. "All right, everyone. This is our chance. Remember, we're using cloaking devices to remain unseen. Stay close and don't engage unless necessary. Our goal is to reach the energy core and set off the pulse. Let's do this." With a nod, the team activated their cloaking devices, blending into the shadows around them. As they boarded the alien flagship, they found themselves in a massive hangar filled with advanced alien technology. The lights flickered ominously, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The team moved silently, their hearts racing as they navigated through the unfamiliar environment. Elena led the way, her instincts sharp as she scanned for any signs of danger. Suddenly, they were confronted by two alien guards stationed at a doorway. The creatures were tall and menacing, with sharp claws and glowing eyes. With no time to lose, Elena signaled her team to take cover. They quickly assessed the situation, knowing that any wrong move could alert the rest of the crew. In a swift motion, Elena and her team executed their plan. They moved in unison, using hand signals to communicate. Raj deployed a small robotic drone that zipped through the air, distracting the guards with a series of flashing lights. As the aliens turned their attention to the drone, Elena and Bonner seized the opportunity. They rushed forward, engaging the guards in close combat. The fighting was intense. Elena was quick and agile, dodging the alien strikes and delivering powerful punches of her own. Bonner fought bravely beside her, his years of training showing as he expertly took down one guard while Elena tackled the other. The alien crumpled to the ground, but not without a fight. "Keep moving," Elena shouted, adrenaline pumping through her veins. They could hear the sounds of battle echoing through the corridors, reminding them that time was running out. They had to reach the energy core before the aliens realized what was happening. As they progressed deeper into the ship, the team encountered more guards. Each fight was more challenging than the last. The alien forces were relentless, and their technology was advanced. But Elena's team was determined. They utilized tactical maneuvers, working together seamlessly. Raj used his knowledge of alien tech to disable security systems, creating safe passages for them to advance. However, the situation took a dire turn. As they approached the energy core, they were ambushed by a large group of alien soldiers. The room erupted in chaos as lasers flew and shouts echoed. Elena and her team fought fiercely, but the odds were stacked against them. Amid the chaos, Sergeant Bonner noticed that the team was outnumbered. He saw an opening near the energy core, but realized it wouldn't be safe for everyone to reach it. In a moment of courage and selflessness, he made a split-second decision. "Go. I'll hold them off," he shouted, pushing his team forward. Elena's heart sank as she realized what he was doing. "Bonner, no, we can't leave you behind," she yelled, desperation in her voice. But Bonner was already moving, using his body as a shield between his teammates and the advancing aliens. He unleashed a flurry of punches and kicks, buying precious seconds for the others to reach safety. "Just go. Finish the mission," Bonner shouted, his voice fierce despite the danger surrounding him. With tears in her eyes, Elena turned and led the team toward the energy core. They could hear the sounds of battle behind them, the clash of metal and the roar of alien guards. They knew Bonner was giving his all to ensure their success. As they reached the energy core, Elena quickly set up the device Raj had designed. With trembling hands, she initiated the countdown for the energy pulse. 5 seconds. Everyone, get back, she shouted, urging her team to move to a safe distance. The pulse activated, sending a wave of energy rippling through the ship. The alien technology began to spark and malfunction. Elena watched in awe as the aliens scrambled in confusion, their forces destabilizing. "Now," Raj yelled, and they made their escape just as the alien flagship erupted in chaos behind them. They burst through the doors, racing back toward their ship, their hearts heavy with the loss of Bonner. As they flew away from the collapsing flagship, they felt a mix of triumph and sorrow. They had completed their mission, but they would forever carry the weight of Bonner's sacrifice. The battle was won, but the price had been high. Elena glanced back at the glowing wreckage of the alien ship, knowing that they would continue to fight for their planet, inspired by the bravery of their fallen comrade. As the team gathered at a safe distance from the energy core, they felt the anticipation and tension building in the air. Captain Elena Vasquez stared at the countdown on the device, her heart racing with each passing second. This is it, she thought, knowing that the fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. Energy pulse activation. 3, 2, 1. Rad shouted, and with that final number, he pressed the button. A powerful surge of energy shot out from the device, illuminating the room in a brilliant flash of light. The energy pulse rippled through the alien flagship, creating shockwaves that vibrated through the hull. For a brief moment, everything was silent as the pulse traveled, and then chaos erupted. Outside, the effects were immediate and dramatic. The alien ships, once so formidable and powerful, began to tremble as their systems faltered. Their engines sputtered, and lights flickered ominously. "It's working," Elena exclaimed, her eyes wide with disbelief and excitement. Across the battlefield, the once mighty alien fleet was thrown into disarray. Ships lost power, drifting helplessly in the vastness of space. The scene was breathtakingly chaotic. Bright streaks of energy flashed as the alien ships struggled to regain control. Some ships collided with one another, their hulls crumpling under the force of the impact. The sight of their once impenetrable fleet crumbling before them filled Elena with hope. Visual storytelling. As the battle raged on, Earth's forces seized the opportunity to launch their counterattack. Fighter jets soared through the skies, streaking towards the alien vessels. The pilots, filled with determination, fired missiles and lasers at the enemy ships. The explosions lit up the dark expanse of space, creating a dazzling display of light and color. Elena watched from her command ship as her fellow soldiers engaged the enemy. The view from her window was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Ships erupted into fiery balls of light, illuminating the darkness around them. It was a magnificent sight, but it was also a reminder of the stakes they were fighting for. In the distance, she could see orbital bombardments raining down on alien positions on Earth. Huge cannons fired powerful projectiles from their bases, sending them crashing into alien strongholds. The ground shook with each explosion, sending plumes of smoke and debris high into the air. The scenes of destruction painted a vivid picture of the battle unfolding below. As Earth's forces took the offensive, the tide of the battle began to turn in favor of humanity. The soldiers on the ground cheered, their spirits lifted by the sight of the alien fleet faltering. "We can do this," Elena shouted, her voice rising above the noise of the command center. "Keep pushing forward. We will not back down." The alien ships, now vulnerable, began to retreat, their once mighty formations breaking apart. The Earth forces pressed on, their resolve strengthened by the sight of victory within their grasp. With each passing moment, they advanced, driving the aliens further away from their home planet. But the battle was far from over. As the alien ships scrambled to regroup, they unleashed their desperation in one final attempt to reclaim control. A barrage of laser fire erupted from their remaining vessels, aiming for the Earth forces. The air was filled with the sounds of explosions and the cries of the wounded. Elena felt a surge of adrenaline as she realized that their victory was not guaranteed. "We need to stay focused," she called out to her team, her voice steady and strong. "We have to finish what we started." The chaos continued as Earth's forces pushed forward, taking advantage of the disarray among the aliens. Fighter jets swooped in low, dodging laser fire as they targeted the remaining ships. The teamwork and bravery of the soldiers shone through, showcasing their unwavering determination to protect their planet. As the battle unfolded, Elena felt a sense of unity among her team. They had faced unimaginable odds together, and now they were witnessing the fruits of their labor. The energy pulse had changed everything. giving humanity a fighting chance against a technologically superior enemy. With the alien fleet in retreat, Alina knew that they couldn't let up. They had to finish the fight and ensure that Earth was safe once and for all. As the command center buzzed with excitement, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. This was their moment, a moment that would be remembered in history as the turning point in the battle for humanity. As the last of the alien ships began to disintegrate in the background, the soldiers celebrated their hard-fought victory. They had pushed back against a powerful foe, proving that even the strongest adversary could be overcome with bravery and unity. The battle had changed, and they were ready to fight for their future. As the dust began to settle from the chaos of battle, the remaining alien ships turned and fled, their once mighty fleet scattering like leaves in a storm. The Earth forces watched in awe as their enemy retreated, terrified by the unexpected resilience and ingenuity of humanity. A cheer erupted from the command center, echoing through the air like a triumphant battle cry. Soldiers high-fived one another, and some hugged in relief, celebrating their hard-fought victory against overwhelming odds. Captain Alina Vasquez stood at the forefront, her heart swelling with pride. She had seen her team grow stronger and more determined with each challenge they faced. They had proven that, even when the situation seemed hopeless, they could rise to the occasion. "We did it," she shouted, her voice full of excitement. "We defended our planet." However, beneath the joy, a heavy weight settled on Alina's heart. She couldn't shake the feeling of loss that accompanied their victory. The images of Sergeant Bonner's brave sacrifice replayed in her mind. He had given everything to ensure the mission succeeded, and now his absence felt like a void in the heart of their team. As the adrenaline of victory began to fade, Alina gathered her team together. She looked at each of them, seeing the exhaustion and relief on their faces. "I know we're all celebrating our success, but we must take a moment to honor Sergeant Bonner," she said, her voice steady despite the emotions bubbling within her. "He fought bravely and sacrificed himself so that we could succeed. We owe it to him to remember his courage." The team fell silent, their joy replaced by a shared sense of grief. They had lost a comrade, a friend, and now they had to reckon with the reality of their situation. Alina could see the pain in their eyes, a reflection of their bond as soldiers and friends. Each one of them had faced danger together, and Bonner's sacrifice had deepened their connection. "Bonner was more than just a soldier," Raj said quietly, breaking the silence. "He was a father, a husband, and a hero. We must honor his memory by building a stronger Earth, one that he would be proud of." The team nodded in agreement, a renewed sense of determination igniting within them. They understood that while they had triumphed, there was still work to be done. The aliens might retreat for now, but they could return. They needed to ensure that humanity would be prepared for any future threats. Alina led her team in a moment of silence, each person reflecting on Bonner's sacrifice in their own way. She closed her eyes and pictured him, his smile, his laughter, and the way he always found a way to lighten the mood, even in the darkest times. She vowed to keep his spirit alive in her heart and in the hearts of her team. After the moment of silence, Alina spoke again. "We can't let this defeat us. We will use Bonner's sacrifice as motivation to create a better future. We will strengthen our defenses, develop new technologies, and ensure that Earth is never caught off guard again." The team erupted in cheers, their spirits lifting once more. They knew the road ahead would be challenging, but they were ready to face it together. They would honor Bonner by building a legacy of strength, resilience, and unity. In the days that followed, they worked tirelessly. Engineers and scientists collaborated to improve Earth's defenses, while soldiers trained harder than ever. The memory of Bonner fueled their determination, pushing them to reach new heights. As Alina oversaw the preparations, she felt a sense of hope blossom within her. She knew that while the battle had been won, the war for Earth's future was far from over. But with her team by her side, she felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The victory against the alien fleet marked a turning point in humanity's fight for survival. They had proven their strength, their resilience, and their ability to unite in the face of danger. The story of Sergeant Bonner would be told for generations to come, a tale of bravery that would inspire others to stand firm and fight for what was right. As the sun set on the horizon, casting a warm glow over the earth, Alina looked out at the stars above, thinking of Bonner and all those who had fought for their home. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for her team and for the bond they shared. Together, they would continue to protect their planet, ensuring that Bonner's sacrifice would never be forgotten. As the dust from the battle settled and the smoke began to clear, Earth's people slowly returned to their lives. But everything had changed. The battle against the alien invaders had been a turning point for humanity. In every corner of the planet, from the tallest cities to the smallest towns, there was a shared sense of hope. They had faced a threat unlike any other and emerged victorious, proving that even against overwhelming odds, humanity had the strength to endure. In the days following the victory, the rebuilding process began. Earth's cities, many of which had been damaged during the invasion, started to rise again. Cranes lifted pieces of broken buildings, construction teams worked day and night, and people came together to restore what had been lost. It wasn't just about rebuilding their cities, it was about rebuilding their spirit. There was a newfound unity among the people of Earth. No longer divided by borders, languages, or politics, humanity had come together in the face of a common enemy. They had fought not just for survival, but for the future of their species. Now, with the threat temporarily gone, they turned their focus towards preparing for what might come next. They knew the aliens might return, or perhaps an even greater danger could be lurking in the far reaches of space. In massive research labs and military bases, the best minds of Earth were working to ensure they would be ready. Dr. Raj Patel and his team of scientists were leading the charge, developing new technologies based on what they had learned from the alien invaders. They were creating advanced weapons, faster ships, and stronger defenses, all designed to protect the planet from future threats. Captain Alina Vasquez, now regarded as a hero, had taken a leadership role in training the next generation of soldiers. She knew they needed to be prepared, not just for war, but for anything that might come. As she looked over the new recruits, she felt a sense of pride. They were the future, and they were ready to defend their home. Even in the face of destruction, humanity's resilience shone through. There was a strong sense of optimism, a belief that they could face any challenge together. People across the globe were hopeful, united, and determined to ensure their world would be safe for generations to come. Final message. In the final scene, we see Earth from space. The planet, blue and beautiful, stands as a beacon of life and hope. Above it, the stars twinkle in the vastness of the galaxy, hinting at the many unknowns that lie ahead. But humanity is no longer afraid. They are ready. As the camera pulls back, the scene shifts to show the many new ships being built in orbit. Massive vessels, stronger than the ones that had fought in the recent battle, gleamed under the sun's light. These ships weren't just designed for defense. They were a symbol of humanity's new resolve. They were ready to explore, to expand their reach into the stars, and to face whatever challenges might come next. Alina, standing aboard one of these ships, looked out at the stars. Her heart swelled with pride and hope for the future. "We've come so far," she whispered, more to herself than anyone else, "and we're just getting started." The scene shifts one final time, showing a close-up of the stars. The camera lingers on this view of space, emphasizing the vastness and the many mysteries that still lay beyond. But this time, there's no fear. Instead, there's a sense of excitement and determination. Humanity is ready. The final message is clear. Earth is no longer just a planet on the defensive. It has become a formidable force in the galaxy, a united people ready to explore the stars and face whatever challenges the universe has in store. With their newfound strength, unity, and resolve, they will forge ahead, knowing that they are capable of overcoming anything.